tracking my notes and shit.
Now as Ryan, Trenton, and Sean grab your attention towards the world of sports, food, and entertainment, and away from the things that are probably more important. We apologize for nothing and anything that may be spoken, learned, or forgotten today. This is the Real Tree Shaker Show.
Hello and welcome to the Real Tree Shaker Show. I am Ryan.
And I am Trenton.
And I'm Sean. And look what we have here. We have RT together.
In a pod.
S is for shit, and I'm at home. So, but that's fantastic that the two of you are together. That is so awesome to see. So we'll call this a special edition.
We came out. We are together.
Gang. It's okay.
Well, we came and hung out
Together.
Yeah. Just want to clarify that, especially some of our hashtags of late. So we just want to clarify that real quick.
360 men.
By all means, people do what you want. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Exit only here.
Yes.
To be clear.
But that's okay, because, there's nothing wrong with it.
It is.
So,
Nothing wrong with it at all.
So we will call this a special edition, and it's an extra special edition, in my opinion, with you two guys together. And we just did something, or we just kind of booked. We'll just say we bought Green Day tickets for next September.
We did.
Yes.
Thanks to Mr. Anderson.
Can't wait.
We have secured those.
10 months away, but still
It's only 307 days, and I'm not already gotten the calendar already up. So just saying.
You're counting it
But
down.
Austin,
Which is just about the amount of the tickets as well.
yeah, right, and not picked.
Lord.
Yeah, but
Don't go to concerts, people.
yeah. Whatever happened to the days where you just would pay like $20 and you got to see like 4 bands, and they were all good.
$50 would buy you a good
I
show.
was going to say the Warped Tour, I think it was like 65 one year, and I mean, you name it, we saw it.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, what? That's
Miss those days.
Yeah, I do too. I know that's not how it is anymore.
No, but
But I just don't. I know I can say the Ticketmaster and whoever else does this and them jacking the prices up, like it's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right at all. Like the artists are going out there, they should be paid.
Live Nation.
But like you're taking it away from the fans who, I mean, think about how many people love Green Day and love Rancid and can't afford to go to this show and never will be able to, but they've never seen them before. Right. It's like, I don't know. It's those things where I just like, I'm all about supporting the artists. I'm all about it. But at the same time, it's just like, I mean, I've missed several shows that I can't afford to go to. I've seen a lot of these guys, but I just think of the ones that haven't, and it's just, they don't have that opportunity like we did when we were young.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Just a bummer. Just a bummer.
yeah, totally agree.
But
Totally
stoked though. 2 of my favorite bands, 2 of my favorite people to go and watch something with, and
we're gonna have an awesome time.
We really are. Just hopefully the weather's not going to be so brutal.
Yeah, I mean Texas in September it's still 110. So
well, that just means we'll have to drink a little extra before, so we don't feel the pain until the next day.
Yeah.
Until the next day. Yeah, I mean, I still remember paying $10 to go to the Steel Penny pub and watch Bowling for Soup,
Sure. I remember paying $5, I think, for it one time.
I definitely went a couple times with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know one time for sure, and I might have been living here already and came back and visited when we went, but that was like right after.
What was that old, it was Buds and Suds? You remember that?
Oh, the Scrub Pub?
Yeah, Scrub Pub.
Is that what
Buds and Suds is your fantasy name.
Oh, yeah.
What was that place called?
I knew.
Scrub Pub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw them there. I saw Bowling for Soup there, I remember.
Was it an actual bar?
Yeah.
Was it? I only went in there.
And it was a bar,
It was a pretty cool place. Yeah. It was a really cool place.
Yeah, they had a laundromat, and kids would wash their clothes. And
have a couple beers. And
there was an awesome burger joint at the end of that thing for a little while, too. I remember
Roadrunner Burger.
Something like that.
Yeah. Good place.
Yes. Well, if anybody missed our last episode, we did have our crockpot favorites.
Yes.
Which I am
gone right
still about to
Ooh, and I like
Mississippi pot roast. That's on the list. It's coming up. So
pepperoncinis.
Yeah, you gotta make that, man. It sounds so good. It's still a little warm here, so 80 degrees plus. So
well,
we're not there yet,
almost.
unfortunately.
High of 57 tomorrow, though. So
That's great.
yeah.
Who let the turkey out? I don't know.
Turkey nose.
All right.
Close.
Well,
Thought someone was laughing at it.
we have reached the halfway point, guys, of the NFL season, but we're about what? 66, 70% through the fantasy season. There have been some studs, some duds, some surprises, and some sleepers. I guess that's kind of the same thing, but it just sounds cooler.
Sure. Right.
Who ever goes first? It doesn't matter. Who's the biggest stud so far?
Go ahead, T. Who you think?
Fantasy wise,
Yeah.
I mean, I would have said Kirk Cousins before last week.
I'd say he's definitely he'd have to be one of the he'd be up there, but I think we can't lie. It's got to be Tyreek. I mean, 1,000 yards so far. I mean, I think he's already gone over his touchdown numbers from last year as well. So
8 touchdowns already.
Yep.
I think he only had 7 last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But him eclipsing 1,000 yards through 8 games is what they've played in
They're 9
games.
9 games.
He's on a bye right now.
1,076.
Yeah, and by the way, shout out to Gary who served Tyreek Hill today, which is
Really
pretty cool here in Texas. So
Really?
yeah, you didn't see that? Yeah, yeah, he served him. He didn't
That's
know didn't know it was him until he left, and I guess he checked the ticket with the fat tip on it, and then saw the name.
That's nice.
I go, is he still rocking the stash? He said no, so because he had that Manchu going on over in London. So, but yeah, I think Tyreek's got to be the stud right now. I'm sure there are several others out there that are definitely making mark for him. I'd say Justin Jefferson was off to a fantastic start until he got hurt, unfortunately. But Tyreek's the one that stands out. I think Tua can be there as well because he's throwing him the ball. But I think the first one to stand out would be Tyreek.
Quarterback play being very underwhelming this year in fantasy, kind of. You know,
injuries.
I mean, injuries I get, but you've had a lot of guys like Mahomes has not been that consistently great.
That's true.
You know, week in and week out, they've kind of struggled a little bit. You know, you saw Tua kind of struggle a little bit too.
That's true.
You wouldn't think Josh Allen would be quarterback 1. Some of the games he's had, you know, but he's getting a lot of touchdowns, so that's helping. Yeah. Obviously, rushing and, you know, throwing. So, I don't know. I mean, you could say McCaffrey, obviously, always a stud there. You know, he's scoring 18 weeks in a row, 19 weeks in a row, whatever it is now.
18 games, I think.
18 games in a row. Yeah. So,
I agree. I totally agree there too.
Yeah.
I think even Burrow's on the up and up. It's just I wouldn't say at the halfway point he'd be considered a stud based on his start.
Yeah.
No, if you took the last month,
last few weeks he's coming on.
I was going to say that last, 3, whatever they played after, what they played Arizona, you said they were going to go off and they did. And
yeah.
It looked a lot better.
Yeah, after that, it's just been every week since then. So
hopefully Chase is all right because I think that'll kind of cripple him a little bit, even though Mixon's starting to kind of come around.
A little bit, yeah.
They got T rolling a little bit.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah,
sure. Gotta have him
I love watching Burrow throw.
No slouch either.
I love watching.
So he got a little bit too.
That is smooth. Well, I so far I think the running backs have been severely undervalued so far.
Sure.
And I think that Travis Etienne is having a great year.
He is.
He's finally living up to potential.
Something like 22 or 23 points in his last 3 out of 4
Kid's
games.
ridiculous.
Or 4 out of 5,
yeah, he's putting
like
2+ rushing touchdowns in 5 or 6 straight games. So dude has been really, really good. And Raheem Mostert leads the league in rushing touchdowns and finally staying healthy. And that dude can show you, what his potential is all about, because you give him a crease, that dude could go. He could.
How about Zach Moss too?
Yeah,
Zach Moss. He's got to be the midseason award dude. You know what I mean? It's fantasy award. Let me say that. But went into a crappy team, put up some crazy numbers, and then now he's going to lose, his not necessarily his job, but he's going to lose his touches to Jonathan Taylor.
He's getting less and less each week.
But he's still producing when he does have those touches.
True.
So, and he didn't do squat in Buffalo. I'm sorry, he just didn't.
It doesn't seem any running back can do squat.
Now, but hats off to him. Just overall, like proud for him. It's got to be a real tough situation to go from somewhere where you were trying to do, the starter and you didn't really do much. Then you go somewhere else and you're the starter and you blow up, and then all of a sudden have your job taken by another stud. So, but hats off to that guy for sure.
Yeah, that's a good call on that one. I think tight ends.
I wouldn't blame the player either, but I would say Bijan too. I don't know that it's his fault.
It's not his fault.
He's not getting the work.
Why take him in the top 10 if you're just gonna not use him? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, that division's still wide open. I think the Saints' offense is finally getting on track, so they're gonna be a little bit better going down the road.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're still in it. And supposedly they had the easiest schedule heading into the year too. So, but you don't have a quarterback. But Heineke's been trying to ball. But
hey, Heineke moved the ball downfield well.
Okay, well, think about it.
He's
a lot better than Ritter.
I mean, if Bijan's totally underused, what is Kyle Pitts?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, once again, how many years is it now? He's 4 years he's been in the league? I think his last year of his rookie contract.
3 years.
3 years,
yeah.
I mean,
this is his third year.
He's just, I don't know if they're not getting him the ball, much like this Bijan conversation as well.
Johnny Smith has better numbers.
Do you understand how big that guy is and how good his hands are? Like, just throw him the damn ball.
Well, what I don't get too is that he ran the offense in Tennessee with Derrick Henry and Delaney Walker. They were fantasy stars while he was there. They threw the ball a lot to Delaney all the time. He was like a top 5-6 tight end every year.
That's true.
So I don't get what's the deal. It's like Jonnu Smith is playing that role a little bit. That's what's
mind-boggling.
He's undervaluing. It's like he doesn't want to use one guy anymore. He's got to have two, and that takes away from everyone. I mean, I'm speaking from a fantasy perspective, but
I just don't.
It's definitely affected their wins too.
I don't get you've used all this first-round capital on offense to help to see if Ritter is the guy, and it's just I mean, you show Arthur Smith his frustration. I mean, it's hilarious. He's just
It seems like the Falcons are kind of a run-first offense.
Yeah, they can
hold
the ball
for sure.
Possession time.
And so I can see where that takes a lot of the targets away from some of the receivers and things like that. But if you're anywhere close to the red zone or down in the red zone, why is Pitts not one of, if not two out of your four options when you go down there?
Yeah.
It's just no, hey, 50-50 ball, let's go get some.
Right.
I mean, there's no way Ritter and company can't throw that. But I don't know. I've been boggled for years on it because I drafted Pitts and I was all excited his rookie year and he just did nothing. And I drafted in the second year thinking, bounce back kind of thing and all that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nope.
And I stayed away this year. So,
Who are we talking about? Daniel Jones or Kyle Pitts? Oh, Kyle Pitts. Okay. Kyle Pitts. I mean, I just heard you say
talking about Daniel Jones.
That's what I'm saying. I heard you say okay, this is the year. Okay, no. This is the year, I mean, and then
right.
So, but
tough one for you, Sean, man. We were talking about it earlier, and hey, man, just tough stuff.
Think about.
I would say I feel sorry for him, but he's going to make $40 million for sitting on the couch.
Who cares?
So.
Tank for Caleb.
But he didn't do that though.
Tank for Caleb. Giants have a scenario. I heard it on the herd, so I'll piggyback off of him today, but. There's a scenario right now. The Giants pick 4, right? Kyler Murray, Cardinals have the first pick. Bears 2 and 3 because they got that extra first round for Carolina's maybe their first round pick. They might have got the wrong QB, but we'll get to that later. But think about it. Waller's on IR. Jones is out for the year. Tyrod's still hurt. DeVito's named the starter. Okay. Giants don't have anything really to play for. Okay, right? I mean, the only but think about it. Arizona, Kyler Murray comes back, right? So they're they're going to win a couple games. So they'll drop out of number one.
Test drive him though and see how he
Right.
does. They may pull him too.
Yeah.
Right.
And they say,
Chicago,
well, we're not going to keep you, you know.
or play him to increase his trade value, but that still will mean that his wins they'll still win, so they'll drop out of the top spot. The Bears,
right,
with Carolina doesn't need a quarterback. Well, they don't have their pick, so the Bears pick at 2. They're all playing for their jobs, right? Fields is he the long term Eberflus to keep his job? So they're going to be playing their tail off, so they should win. So the only team that I see being in the way could be New England. And now I would never advise to tank. But when you have scored like, I don't even know, but it's like 6, 7, 10, 14, 0, all these, that Giants are averaging almost 11 points a game. And that's just ridiculous. So just lose out. Yeah. So anyways, back to fantasy. Sleeper surprise. Who's the one that's really caught y'all's eye that you didn't see coming?
Tank Dell would be the first one off the top of my mind.
Great game, yes.
Mainly because I would honestly put Stroud in the same sentence, I guess you'd say. I mean,
CJ Stroud.
I don't think any of us saw that what he's doing. Making it look easy, throwing one interception, I think, so far.
Yeah,
but I think those two right there in the fantasy world, if you're able to have that connection going on, which I know Dell he took a little down spell there for a little while, but the last few weeks, I know
the concussion he had took him out for a couple weeks.
I think Jordan Addison can kind of be on that list a little bit, but I think he was kind of on some fantasy radars to start with.
True,
but he's stepped up quite a bit since Jefferson's been out, and even Sam Howell, he can maybe. I wouldn't call him maybe a sleeper or a
they throw a lot. Most drop back passes in the NFL belong to the Commanders.
Yeah,
so.
Most sacked, I think.
44 sacks.
Yeah, with the most dropbacks is going to come the most sacks.
Well, no, but okay, the next closest.
Yeah, fantasy perspective.
Now I have this guy in person. I can actually get up on this dude. Like, hey man.
Right? Don't forget to lean into the mic.
I know. No, I would say Sam Laporta from the Lions. I think he's been a good sleeper too.
I like him.
Puka Nacua, of course.
Yep.
Obviously, Puka carried the Rams for the first few weeks.
The Shakir guy in Buffalo is making a little noise right now, but I wouldn't say that's like some kind of major thing.
Yeah.
Even what's his nuts?
He's had a last good couple weeks, but
yeah, even what's his nuts in New Orleans. It was Shaheed, the big play guy.
Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, he's had a couple weeks too, but I mean, nothing. It's kind of they've been really inconsistent with their offense.
Yeah,
outside of
for
Kamara.
Sure.
So I think Michael Thomas didn't even catch a ball this past week.
He didn't.
One throw,
asshole.
One target.
I think my sister won
0
with him in the lineup. So props to you, sis.
Crazy.
Yeah. She had Stroud in, so I'm sure he made up for 4 or 5.
He carried a lot of teams this week.
Yes, he did. Thank you, CJ. So,
did you lose against him or did you win with him?
I split.
Lost one against him and won one with him.
But
that stupid Stephon Diggs late touchdown did me in your league, man. Broke my winning streak, man. I'm out of the dumps though. I'm in the mix, so
there you go.
Why not?
Yeah, man. I'm only like a half game or a game out of the playoffs. I'm up to 8th place in our sleeper league.
6 spots in your league?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
My league that runs only 4, and it's
in the sleeper.
That's tough.
No, there should be 6 in the sleeper, but the other league.
Okay.
It's 4 spots.
I figured the sleeper would be. Oh, I guess it is. There's 10 of us,
yeah.
right? It's a 10 team.
Yeah. I left it at 6. Keep that one fun. Sure. We decided to go down in this other league that I run. We decided to go to 4 to make it more competitive and things like that. And I'm telling you, like it's pretty bundled up right now.
I love that. That's so awesome.
A lot of parity.
If I lose 1 or 2 more games, like I'm not making it. It's like, oh man, come on, I'm right there too. So we'll see. It's part of playing fantasy.
Love it. Love it.
Roller coaster ride.
It's crazy. 5 weeks left.
I know. My top sleeper so far, Adam Thielen.
Oh
He's
yeah,
had a
He did get a
Jalen.
well. He didn't get a 0 last week. But I think he got like 2.9 because I did me in on my matchup. But yes, I agree with you
Yeah.
there too.
totally having a great
On
year.
on a bad team, he's still doing pretty well. I mean, he's put up some pretty decent numbers. What the 5 out of the 6 weeks or something there. So
He has, yeah. He's had a lot of receptions. He's not scoring a ton of touchdowns, but still, dude has 62 receptions.
4 touchdowns.
Oh,
not
you're
bad. I mean, you know,
you're looking in the fantasy
For that
world,
team.
more than CD
fantasy world,
Lamb.
the PPR. I mean, it's all it's yardage and the receptions. Like, do just as good as 2 touchdowns. So
Yeah,
touchdowns are the bonus.
Yep.
yeah. I know a lot of people didn't see that. So
And you hit on another one. Zach Moss having a great year. What, 6th in the
Yeah,
league in rush?
for sure.
If not, he's up there. Alvin Kamara is back to his old self. He's helped in a lot of fantasy form.
All that dink and dunking they're doing, it's just, I mean, again, 12 receptions for 45 yards. I mean, I'll take it all day.
I thought it was 13 for
he's
33.
Team,
you know? I don't know.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, it was ridiculous. Not points per average. So, all right.
Even Barkley's putting up some decent numbers too, though, for considering.
Yeah.
Kamara already leads running backs in receptions by 10. He missed 4 weeks. Remember?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He went back-to-back weeks where I think he had double digits in the receptions.
I will say Rashad White's been a good weapon out of the backfield, catching the ball at least for the Bucks.
Sure has.
He's having a decent year as far as that goes. I know rushing, it's been pretty weak, but catching the ball, he's been pretty good. He's actually second in running back receptions. So
I was going to say, if you look at the overall, like they were talking about today on the McAfee show, but the running back position overall, it's just not. It's almost not there on a lot of teams. I mean, CJ threw for 470 something yards. How many rush yards they have?
Yeah, none.
Not many.
I was at that game, and I think they got like 12 total.
Right.
It was like rush 1 yard.
And then you talk about the Bucks, struggling and stuff like that
on the ground.
I think the Mandos of all things, I think they had 80 almost 100 yards rushing on the Patriots, which is you don't really hear of,
right.
kind of thing. But if you look at the overall without McCaffrey, and I guess the Ravens have a few different people they're using as committee kind of thing, but like the Chiefs don't have a run game. The Dolphins' run game is in, here and there. So it's just kind of crazy how there's just not a lot there. I think the Lions have been the most consistent. I mean, there's still the teams out there that do it, but like you look at a lot of them, there's just really not. So just if you don't have one of those receiving running backs, especially in the fantasy stuff, you're not going to be able to put up a lot of points there.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
for sure.
We'll see how the second half of the season goes, though. That's what's cool. The weather's going to change. There's going to be some stuff happening
for sure.
Yes. Quick note, guys. Hoops started. We're slowly getting into the season tonight. Wemby Yana is making his Madison Square
we
Garden.
got that game on now.
Too. He's making.
They're getting killed by the Knicks already after 1 quarter.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he'll lead. He'll lead the comeback.
The Spurs team's been scrappy.
Knicks are actually playing pretty good.
Knicks off to a decent start. The Spurs are scrappy. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs or the play-in or anything.
Well, I haven't won a game yet. So.
But have they not?
No, they're 0-4.
Oh, that's not true. They beat the Suns.
Oh, did they?
Who, the Spurs are 3-4?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they are. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, let's not overlook my Timberwolves. I agree
with you, though,
off the 4-2.
A couple years for sure.
Those lottery picks are coming through for them.
Even this year, I mean, the West it's not wide open, but the tail end of it, as far as the play-in kind of thing.
Like 6, 7, 8.
Like Memphis probably isn't gonna make it.
They can't score.
The Rockets possibly, but
right.
There's some teams that are questionable. So I mean, if they they got the best coach and one of the best.
Well, the Clippers got James Harden. So watch out, I guess. I don't know.
No, I don't trust him.
The big three there with George, Kawhi, and Harden.
Yeah, well, don't forget Westbrook too. Westbrook's the guy losing his job.
Right.
So, well, I guess no. They named him the actual point guard, which I thought was really, really cool on their part. Like, still
imagine them putting that team 5 years ago together.
I think they're.
What would that have looked like?
Oh, that'd be even a bigger disaster. I don't think it's going to do anything. I think it implodes.
I think it's just health with all of them. Like if they can stay healthy, like let Paul George be the man, let Kyle, Leonard do his thing. But like, how many games have all these guys missed to a certain point?
It's load management. Come on.
And then if you bring Harden in, is Harden going to play? Like, when does he give up? So I don't know.
I'll tell you the power of the NFL. Why the NBA, the players, coaches have so much more power. If the NFL ever said we're going to rest this guy for load management, would never happen. Never. The way they market their stars, it would never happen. Never.
Like sit Dak because he's tired.
Yeah. I mean, I get like a tweaked ankle.
Mahomes has got to sit out this game. I get it towards the end of the year for playoff purposes. Yeah. Sure, everybody gets that. But if it's like week 8 and they're sitting them, then it never happened. NBA, it's become an issue for sure.
And I mean, and part of it is like I get the argument too. Is like the fan, like if we're going to go watch a game, say the three of us are going to watch a game, we're like, hey, let's go to let's go up to Dallas and watch the Mavs and the Spurs play or something, or San Antonio, vice versa.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we get there and the lineup is no Doncic and no Wemby and no, this and this. It's like, well, what did we just pay for then?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I wanted to watch backups, I could have stayed at home and done that. I know a lot of it's the experience about being there and being live and all that, but it's kind of hard to rest. I mean, I understand that the players need rest, but they need to make more of a note of it.
Lower your ticket prices.
Lower the ticket prices, or make a note. Hey, this is so-and-so's rest day, and then you don't have to pay, $100 to go watch something that maybe you don't get to see your favorite players. Again, it goes back to the fans and the people being able to watch something, I think, that like for their first time.
Yeah.
They don't have an opportunity to always be able to go and watch this. And so, and again, players need rest, and so I do get that, but I mean, there was a list today of the amount of people that were out today, and it's like there was 5 or 6 of them that are personal reasons.
Yeah,
I'm not going to argue that, but
you're paying these guys $50 million a year, man.
But do you think
get out there and play?
I was going to say, do you
Back
think
in the day they played all these games?
Of those things?
Yeah, I mean, nutrition's better, training's better. They're bigger, stronger, faster.
Being unhealthy,
I mean. And these guys are like coddled, man. They have their own airplanes. They stay in the nicest hotels. Back in the day, they used to travel out commercial, and play the next day. And it's just like, I get to try to limit the back-to-backs, but with back-to-backs eliminated, you should be able to play at least like 70, 75 games. And that would, I think, make you even better as a team, more team chemistry, not less clunky crap that we get towards the end of the year because teams are just, there's no one left. And like you guys said, they're just, resting. So, all right. So, who would you guys go with a quick NBA Finals prediction?
Ooh, Finals?
Man,
way too early prediction.
I gotta take the Nuggets because they're the defending champs, and so far off to the start they are. It's like
they're like unstoppable at home too. Jokic is.
I know Murray's hurt right now, but he'll be back to health and stuff like that. I do worry a little bit on their depth as far as they lost a couple of key players to free agency and stuff like that. But I think the Nuggets out of the West for sure. In the East, I'd have to say Boston.
Yep.
Wow.
I would give it to Boston because I feel like they're very hungry. And if Porzingis can stay healthy, they got themselves a pretty good, solid dude for as far as a big guy. And, I don't like the fact they gave up Marcus Smart. That to me, like, I don't know. I don't like that one.
I'd rather Drew Holiday's better.
Well, sure. But Marcus Smart he's a dog, man. Like, he brings like the defensive level to it. They also lost Grant Williams to the Mavs, which I thought that's a great piece. I do think the Mavs will compete up there. He's saying finals, it's kind of hard to get over the Nuggets. So I think the Nuggets and the Celtics. I think the Heat can go on a run like they always do.
Sure.
And shock people. I think the Knicks can be up there a little bit, but I think the Celtics kind of have the East right now.
Yeah, I like the Nuggets in the West. I just think they're playing awesome. And, I could see the Warriors or Mavs making a move there. Hell, maybe the T-Wolves too. I don't know, possible. I know, right? The East, though, I like the Bucks, man. I like Lillard being there. I think he adds a lot to that team. So, they've been there before. I think they're hungry again to try to win a championship, and I could see that. I could see that happening this year. At least them making the finals. So
I do agree with you on that. Did we lose Sean?
No, I'm here.
oh.
Okay, we lost.
We lost you on
phase.
video.
Uh-oh.
I do agree with Ryan though about the Bucks, and especially now having Dame. I think will help them a lot. I think it's just I'm just basing things on the past,
Right?
like getting over the hump.
Yeah.
So, they did win a championship. It's just winning another or getting there. So tough to do.
It is. I mean, you see it, dynasties, so
that's why it's like I feel like it's the Celtics' time to either do it or not.
Yeah.
Like, well, not do it or not, but their window is going to start closing soon.
Well, they have the team to do it, so I mean,
got a good coach now too. I just had a good coach before, but he messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I'm glad you guys mentioned my T-Wolves, still undefeated at home. We did beat the Celtics to give them their first loss, by the way, So,
yeah.
T-Wolves.
Dude, Anthony Edwards
love that kid.
Anthony Edwards is a beast.
Yeah, love that
he's
kid.
Good,
beast. He is gonna be. The thing is, I think over in the T-Wolves side is that
him and Cat and
we
Gobert.
need Cat and Gobert need to be the all-stars that they once were.
I still don't get why they gave up so much to get Gobert. I mean, it's just like
way too much.
But
it seemed like a good idea at the time, and I mean, on paper it looks awesome, and but until you get in those systems and all that, like we've talked about, it's like sometimes it works, and right now it just doesn't. But I think they can figure it out. They can figure it out. Some of these people just got to take a back seat a little bit.
Sure.
Put their pride behind them a little bit.
All right. What's y'all's thoughts on this in-season tournament?
Confused.
Yeah, just it's more confusing than anything. I'm like, okay, so they're playing the tournament and it's not counting
it is counting towards the standings. It is counting. It does count, yes.
It does count. Yeah. Because they're not gonna have them play other games, but like it's confusing, how it's run. I get it. They're trying to build some excitement during, while football's on, because a lot of people don't give a shit about basketball, until January or February. So, I mean, me included, I wouldn't say I don't give a shit. I'm a very casual fan. I'll check it out if it's on, but I'm not going to try to watch a game. Football, I'm going to try to watch every game, as much as I can. So
I think with college ball kicking off too, like it helps. But yeah, I mean, I get way more into NBA come like right after the Super Bowl or right around the Super Bowl.
College ball, I cannot get into until March anymore. That's because so many one and dones. It's bad.
That's true though.
It's absolutely I can't
fair.
keep track of anyone.
There's been some. I like these little tournaments they start early and these big ranked matchups they'll have. I think Duke and Michigan State play next week.
Duke and Arizona play tomorrow, I think.
Okay. I mean, they got some good matchups early on in the season, but much like Ryan's saying, yeah, it's the one and done. It's kind of like, okay, well, this is exciting, but it's not going to last.
Yeah,
we're not going to see anything like we won't see the Fab Five ever again. We won't see anything like those Duke teams as well and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just basically like, all right, tournament time, into February or something like that, where they start doing the conference stuff. It's like it's so much fun because you got games on at 11 a.m.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, like I said, it's just
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Football season is football season.
And there's no football on, so pretty much basketball's a focus at that point.
Yeah, Duke and Arizona Friday, Duke, Michigan State on Tuesday.
I just think that early on, you really don't know what a team is yet.
Well, like you said, with all the one and dones, it's a new team every year So
you don't know. I mean, they could come. I mean, Michigan State lost to James Madison. Holy Christ. What the hell, man?
JMU.
I was like, James Madison beat him?
Hey, man. Ranked in the top 25. Undefeated, the Dukes, man.
And they wrote a letter
to the NCAA.
They wrote some letter to the NCAA somehow to see if they can
become bowl eligible.
Oh, they're trying to
don't be underlooked or
no. They have to. You have to wait 3 years to become bowl eligible. So they're in year 2. So they're asking the NCAA to reduce the time so they could get bowl
What do you mean
eligible.
Make it 2 years instead of
Yeah.
3.
What do you mean bowl eligible? Like any of the bowls, or the big bowls?
The big bowls.
Yeah, I guess.
But they're trying to get in the big one because they're undefeated.
Well, sure, yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, this could just be the new.
That playoff next year.
I've always said what I've said. Do it just like March Madness. 64 teams, college football tournament.
That's a lot of football.
And you do each game. There's 35 bowls, man. There already is, you know.
That is
the Will
Why not
Levis
make that-
Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Yeah,
Mayo.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, make those sponsors over each game.
Excuse me.
You know, they're the sponsor of this game. It's for and you can still do it. Problem is, you got to reduce the season, obviously.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, which would stink because it's already. I mean, it's not short, but it's like I mean, they only got.
make it 10 games instead of 12.
I think they only have 3 regular.
and started
season games
early
left
because
now.
they wait. You know, they wait so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
You
No
don't
more
have to wait till
cupcake.
January.
We've talked
7th.
about this, right? No Alabama
That's true.
versus
It takes some
Levi
time.
Strauss
Like
University.
8 conference games and 2 non-conference.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that.
So
Yeah, you just alternate the
It would
teams you
be-
play every year, each year in conference.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yep.
But
everyone always hates that idea, and I'm like, just try it.
I mean, the 12 team expansion next year is going to be a really good idea to see. Like, I think it's a great start, but I don't think 12's enough. But I think they're on to something, though.
Yeah.
What they need to do is bring back the Beefo Brady Bowl.
Does Beefo Brady still exist?
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
But they would hand out, from what I understand, they'd hand out the sandwiches and stuff like for your tickets.
Yeah.
Like the Chick-fil-A Bowl, everyone gets a free Chick-fil-A sandwich. Is
Yeah.
what I'm hearing. But they were like, people handing out like what those Italian beefs basically, and like the au jus and stuff. And I'm like,
Man, all
That'd be
I got was
enticing.
10 cents off a gallon when I went to the Valero Alamo Bowl. At Valero. That's all I got for my ticket. 10 cents off a gallon.
I got more rewards when I went to the golf tournament.
I know, right?
I got all kinds of stuff when I went to that thing.
Right.
Oh, that's
That
funny.
is hilarious. I don't know. I just,
Valero Bowls in Houston.
I mean,
is that right?
San Antonio,
more bowls,
Valero
more
Alamo
games,
Bowl.
like you said, that's more revenue, and that's what they like. You know.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that, you know? I don't know.
NCAA is
Garbage.
yeah.
Probably won't be around in a few years. You know, all these power conferences will just run college football. So
There you go.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, the conferences already have the deals with the networks, and so it's like, okay, I think, you know, again, it's just going to come down to who's going to be the committee to make the rules of the players and stuff.
Right.
I think because I mean, right now, like just hearing the Michigan stuff to these other things, it's like you got 45 people trying to make one decision, and so that's just too much. It's too much. I think the NCAA is garbage, at least on the football side. As far as basketball wise, I don't know, but because I know, you know, there's a lot of recruiting violations and stuff that go on there, but I don't know. I haven't been a fan for years of it.
Yeah, it's not run very well. It's trash.
yeah,
Yep.
and then they took away the video games, which were probably better than the pro games that were made. But you know, not to date ourselves.
Fun.
But
Is it coming back
NCAA,
next year?
yes, should be back
So-
next year.
Well, don't they still have a lawsuit pending, though? On being able to use the players or trying
Well, not
to
because of
make money off
NIL
it?
now. So that's why NIL is around, because Ed O'Bannon,
They can pay him.
Yep. So, and they should. Why
How in
not?
the world are you going to come up with? How are you going to be able to come up with all the players though on that? Because it's college. So
Yeah, 116
Have you ever
or
tried?
130 something.
Have you ever
now, I
tried
think.
filling out a DraftKings lineup doing a college?
Oh yeah, it's hard.
Mhm.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, you want to talk about flipping a
Who?
coin?
Right.
Like, I think I won $2 on a lineup once, and I was shocked. I didn't know.
You're like, it was
I didn't
luck.
know any of the. It was. I didn't know any of the players. I went by based on their little points per game kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only person I would know really to start would be Marvin Harrison Jr. And I know the quarterback from Michigan's had a good year. But outside of that, it's like how many of these other smaller schools and stuff like that have these like
Would have that. Yeah.
crazy offensive numbers, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's just way too in depth for myself. My brain doesn't operate like that.
It's hard for sure, no doubt.
Well,
The Hampshire doesn't.
I mean, you could have the high-powered offense of Iowa.
For sure.
Yes.
Who has if the dominoes fall right, I think they were saying today that they could be in the Big Ten game, the championship
Isn't
game.
that crazy? Their over-under against
really
Rutgers is 28.
God.
28.
Two defensive teams.
Iowa's 7-2, ranked 22nd, and Rutgers is 6-3. Greg Schiano's got them back on track.
Yeah, they're playing good defense.
Are they really 6-3?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Michigan wiped the floor with them, but still.
Well,
I mean, Ohio State didn't blow them out of the water.
no, Michigan's
Yeah, it
beaten
was actually
everybody
close
by
to
at least
the
24 points this year.
Yeah,
So
So they have 3 losses, and 2 of them are 2 of them are to Michigan.
to Ohio State. Well, I can't remember who else they lost to. Wisconsin or something, I think.
All
I
right,
don't know.
Rutgers. Okay, Rutgers.
So
it's crazy.
That's interesting. I
see.
did not know that.
All right.
Stay tuned for the next edition of the